Hello and welcome to Chandler in Focus. I'm Councilmember Rene Lopez, and today we're going to be talking about the Streetlight USA's third annual Black and White Ball Dinner that helps benefit survivors of child sex trafficking. My guests today are Chantel Vanklompenberg and Gina Benz, that are both involved with the Girl Scout Gems and volunteering at this year's Streetlight USA's event. So first of all, let's get your background. Chantel, why don't we start with you?
I'm a wife and a mother of four. I'm a passionate volunteer. I volunteer for Relay for the Life of Chandler. I do the Operation Backpack for our city. And then my biggest is this Black and White Ball for Streetlight. And I'm a co-founder of PPO, which is like a PTO at Perry High School. This is my last year because my daughter's graduating. I work in career services at a community college helping students. I'm a realtor and I am a GS Gem volunteer.
Well, quite active.
Thank you.
Gina?
Hi, I also am a wife and mother of two children. I have been a Girl Scout leader for 15 or 16 years now. It's been quite a few. I've been a member of the GS Gems for 8 years since it was started by some girls in my troop. And I taught school for 11 years. I've been a community outreach coordinator for the Chandler YMCA for quite a few years. I help put on their prayer breakfast, and I represent the YMCA at 4 our city events, including the Backpack Drive and Relay for Life and all kinds of wonderful things with Chantel. We love volunteering together, and whenever one does something, we pull the other one in.
We do.
So, but we really enjoy doing things with the community. Also, am involved in the Chandler Chamber Leadership class as well.
Quite a dynamic duo of volunteers
Yeah.
we have here.
Well, it's for the city of Chandler.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So Gina, give me a little bit of background on Streetlight USA.
But I really am very fortunate. In 2009, in January, there was a conference about human trafficking, and I attended that conference with my daughter, and we got to hear a gentleman named Pastor Larry who spoke about Streetlight, and they didn't have a building yet, and they didn't have their funding yet, and it was the beginning of 2009. I mean, it was horrible, the economy at that point, and he told us the vision to help these children who have been traumatized by sex trafficking. And he wrote on the board, God, and he put a big circle around it. And he said, with God, all things are possible. And that he was going to go to churches and nonprofits and everywhere he could to be able to get these funds raised and be able to get buildings put together. And they did. And so before it opened, also my troop got to go, and they asked people to come and to pray on the buildings, and we got to be part of that special open house. And since then, they've helped a lot of children from the ages of 11 to 17 go from trauma to triumph.
Wonderful. So how can someone become involved in making a difference or providing donations to Streetlight USA?
There's a lot of great ways to do that. One, right here in Chandler, you can come to the Black and White Ball at Hope Covenant Church on Friday, November 6th. And you can purchase a ticket, only $30, which is really amazing. $30, and all the value you get with that. But we'll have a silent auction and raffles there as well. So you can come and participate. Or you could donate items to our silent auction baskets. You could help us put the baskets together if you'd like. Always need volunteers for that, as well as volunteers to help us set up or take down the event. Or if you couldn't come on November 6th, you can also go to StreetlightUSA.org, and you can volunteer at Streetlight in person and contact them. And there's a lot of ways that you can donate to them.
Great. You mentioned the Hope Covenant Church is hosting this year's the third annual Black and White Ball. How did that partnership develop, Chantel?
Well, they started the Black and White Ball 2 years ago, and they did this as a church ministry to reach out and help, and Streetlight was one of the nonprofit organization. They went there and renovate one of their cottage, and they had volunteered to do craft and all kind of fun activities with them, so that we to help rehabilitate these girls.
Okay. And how did you become involved with Streetlight USA?
I become involved because my daughter and I became a GS Gems 4 years ago when Gina came to me. But even before that, her daughter is my son's very good friend, and her daughter started the GS Gem 8 years ago. And what she did was help make awareness about the teen human sex trafficking in Arizona. Phoenix is the third largest in the nation, and that's why I wanted to get involved.
So I noticed that the Streetlight USA facility is located in the West Valley.
Correct.
And for this year, again, the Covenant Church is in the East Valley.
Mm-hmm.
So was there a specific reason for that?
Well, the reason is that the East Valley, we're not very aware of what's going on in our Phoenix area, and the West Valley, because that's where the majority of that what's happening. Now it's getting bigger with this teen human sex trafficking that we don't really know anything that's really going on in the East Valley until something happened like last year in Mesa. So we want, because we're so involved in the community, and the city of Chandler is one of the greatest cities to live in, and the community and the family, we don't want this to happen to our own kids. So we want to make awareness out there in the community.
Great, thank you. And so what is the vision for the future events that you guys may have lined up?
More money, more fun,
Yes.
you know, to build a more facility.
Build up that awareness.
Yes, and more awareness in the community. So that's our vision.
So we've talked about the ball a couple of times. So please, Gina, you provide us some details, date, time, and some more specific what to expect.
Absolutely. So this year's ball, when you arrive at Hope Covenant Church, which is on Dobson and Germain in Chandler, you get to start off in the patio. It's going to be a beautiful day. November 6th, finally fall. And so you'll be able to sit outside and enjoy coffee donated by Starbucks.
By Starbucks, one of our sponsors.
Absolutely. And while you're enjoying that hot cup of coffee, you'll be able to make a human trafficking awareness bracelet that's also black and white. It's been black and white for 8 years, and that's part of why we want to be part of the black and white ball. We're like, how perfect is that?
And the Girl Scout girls will be there to help do this.
Yeah, I'm not very crafty.
Yeah. Well, that's the best part. The Girl Scouts will help you. They'll have the beads, they'll have the string, and they'll help you create your own bracelet or a keychain for the gentleman as well.
And Gina, you want to tell what the bracelets stand for?
Sure. We have the girls develop their own little business card for the GS Gems. And they say each bracelet is on a mission of its own to spark conversations and spread awareness about human trafficking. What do the beads represent? Hope that by shedding light on the issue of human trafficking, victims will be rescued and others will be saved from falling into the darkness. And so everybody, while they're having coffee on the patio, they'll be able to create their own bracelet. And we do have this one for you today, Rene.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes.
You're very
And
welcome.
then at 6 o'clock?
Then at 6 o'clock, oh my gosh, like it's not fun enough already. We have Improv Mania, and they're going to do a tremendous comedy show for us. And then at 7 o'clock, this is the best part. There is a gentleman, we call him Chef Jeff. He used to be one of the head chefs in the Compass Room in Phoenix. He's going to create an amazing gourmet meal. Last year's meal, I'll never forget it. The basket was made with Parmesan cheese, woven, toasted to a nice golden brown. It had garlic mashed potatoes and some kind of a meat with a gravy that was so tender you almost didn't have to chew it. It just melted in your mouth. So there'll be a fabulous gourmet meal for you to partake in at 7 o'clock. And then when you're done, somebody whose life was changed from trauma to triumph from Streetlight is going to speak to us. And then after they speak, we're going to have a live band playing and dancing under a big disco ball. It is absolutely beautiful. When we came last year to Hope Covenant Church, we really didn't know what to expect. And we thought, oh, a ball at a church. You know, oh, this will be nice. And wow, it's like events that I've been to that are $200 a person. I mean, it is really an amazing fundraiser. But what we were missing, there was only 50 people there. And I looked and I thought, wow, how could there only be 50 people at this event? So Chantel and I were like, we're on the planning committee this next year. We want to bring in the people. And so that is our goal this year, is to bring people in. We can fit 125 people easily in this venue. It is just a dynamite night. And for $30 a ticket, you'll have plenty of money in your wallet or purse to be able to purchase a silent auction item or partake in our raffles.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Is there any difference or purpose for this year's ball compared to any of the previous years?
To grow it.
Get the awareness out.
Get the awareness out and get more people to come and attend and have just a glorious, fun evening out where you can dress up and you can wear any color. Black and white's kind of fun because there's a black and white ball, but you can wear any color outfit that you would like and have just a wonderful, wonderful time with other people in the community, and knowing that every dollar that you spend that day is going to make a huge difference in the life of a child who suffered, and you're going to bring him from trauma to triumph.
That's great. So Chantel, are there still volunteers needed for this event? It's a little bit 4 weeks away.
Yes, there are still volunteer needed. You can go onto Facebook. We will have a sign up genius, and they can sign up to help Chef Jeff. Serving, help set up, help tear down, help at some of the silent auction area, raffle tickets, just anything that can be, or just come to the event, you know, but we do still need volunteer.
Okay. And you say they would sign up on Facebook?
Sign up genius, or they can email to Jesse Wallet, which is WallaceJesse at gmail.com, or give me a call at 480-313-0371. Okay,
I think we'll have some of that information on the screen. Mm-hmm. So this is a great cause. You know, like I said, our hearts go out to all these children that are affected by this. But it's a subject that a lot of people like to talk about.
No.
So given that, with a few minutes left here that we do have, I'm going to give you guys a chance to also tell us any stories or any more background you would like to share. Chantel?
I went to, when I found out what her daughter was doing, and then I went to a global conference 3 years ago, I saw a video about human sex trafficking, and I realized what Alexis was doing, and I couldn't believe this was happening in our own backyard in USA. So I'm like, how can this be happening when we're ahead of technology? We're, you know, we have everything going on in our state. We're so fortunate, but this is happening in Phoenix. So I picked up the phone, and my husband worked downtown in Phoenix. I said, can you please look out the window and see if any lost girl out there, and call the police right away if you do see anybody. I'm like, I was just shocked that it was happening in our own backyard, you know. So please come to the Black and White Ball. It's a great way to raise funds to help these children.
Thank you. And Gina?
8 years ago, my daughter and I got a special invitation from Girl Scouts to be part of a twinning project with Girl Scouts in Honduras and to work on sex trafficking. And they had an ice cream social, and they said, come on down to the ice cream social and you can hear more about it. When we went, we met a couple of survivors of sex trafficking that spoke, and they weren't 17 years old yet. The one girl looked like my daughter. Long brown hair. She just looked like someone my daughter would have grown up with. Mm-hmm. She grew up in Mesa, and her dad sex trafficked her. And meeting her and hearing her story, my daughter and the couple other girls from my troop who went, we'd never be the same. And you can't, when you really do know about it, you can't keep that a secret. That's a bad secret. You need to let people know that it can happen. And for anyone that it has happened to, we need to do something. We need to help them. A lot of times these girls, it was so hard for police officers that a lot of times they're escaping a bad situation at home where they've been molested at home. They run away, and then these pimps pick them up, do horrific things to them. And then when the police but in the past, when they got them, there wasn't any place to take them. Where are we going to take them that these pimps won't get them and do horrible things to them? And you know where they went? Juvenile detention. Can you imagine that? To be traumatized as a kid, and then where you get to go is jail, to kid jail, because that's your safe place. And so, you know, they've really worked hard to have a beautiful, safe place. These cottages are gorgeous, and they are safe. There's someone that's watching on guard, you know, all the time, and not on guard because they're keeping the kids in because they're in jail. No, they're on guard to keep the bad people out.
For safety.
For safety. And it's a very loving place, and they really do help these girls.
And Streetlight, it started here
Yeah.
in Phoenix, and it's grown all over the nation.
Nationwide
This is girls from other states can come to Streetlight USA, and it's actually the biggest facility in all the United States to take care of kids, because there hasn't been any place for them to go.
Well, it's a great venue for us to get the word out, and I look forward to the Streetlight USA 3rd Annual Ball, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Well,
Thank you.
And we promise it won't be sad. You're going to have a ball at the ball, and then just know that someone that was sad, you're bringing them happiness.
Again, it's a joyous event.
Yes,
right?
it's
it
a
is.
joyous
It's to
event.
celebrate the
Come have
positive.
fun
Yeah.
to raise fun.
There you
So,
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. So, well, thank you for joining us from Chandler in Focus. I'm Councilmember Rene Lopez, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.